Yo, what is going on, my husbandos and waifus? My name is HERMSAUR. Welcome to another live reaction review of My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero Academia episode number 65. This episode is called Overhaul, so we're going to be introduced to Overhaul. In the last episode, it was mostly recap, but a recap told in a story format that we haven't read in the manga. So it's kind of like, it's a canon filler that is really enjoyable, actually. I enjoyed it a lot. Some people missed out on it because they're like, oh, it's just filler, so we need to skip it. But in this sense, it was retelling the story, but introducing a character and like a different side of the My Hero Academia universe, which I really appreciated. But anyways, guys, we're gonna hop into episode 65, my boys. Let's go. They really changed this opening up a bit too. Night Eye looks so ominous there. I like this opening too. And it's a good change of pace because last season the openings were okay, you know, but this one definitely tops the openings from My Hero's last season. The guys inside are already sick. Fucking twice, dude. Ooh, Toga! You know, actually, I thought this scene was going to be in the last season. Yakuza. That's right. I actually forgot about the whole Yakuza thing. They were treated like villain reserves, just scraping by. I love, honestly, the voice of Overhaul is so freaking cool because you get the sense of like his mouth being muffled because of the beak in his mouth, but it just sounds so appropriate. For both in the sun and those in the shadows, there is no leader. So then who will be the next leader? That's a crazy thing to think about, and that's when Shigaraki's trying to step up. The best recruitment is Toga, obviously. I love Overhaul's design too. On top of that, he's kind of speaking facts, like the fact that Shigaraki just threw away some really good members of the League of Villains. He lost some really strong members, even the weird moonfish looking guy, but Muscular was definitely an ace. These two fighting for the top. I met up with my friend the other day. I ship it. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Ah! He exploded! Look at all of that blood, dude. So brutal. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. Death on both sides. There's death on both sides, bro. This is real. This is an underworld, bro. Oh, Toga. Toga, you can cut me instead. I mean, all for one looking like a thumb. Guys, that was a really fucking dope interaction between Shigaraki and Overhaul. I mean, I knew that there was going to be deaths, but how the anime portrayed it so far was so fucking epic. Now we're back to the students. So energetic. I want to go to karaoke. look at all the other heroes in the back, kind of just like on Deku's side. The impatience of a successor. Oh, Mirio! He said I gotta see him. Mirio's best boy, dude. Well, one of best boys. You are here. Mirio's so spunky. That's what I really like about his character. Young Deku. I use that gif a lot. I want to be strong enough that no one will worry about me. To always win. I love that switch of him trying to be like All Might to him finding his own reason to be what kind of hero he wants to be. Because his experience to All Might is completely different. Damn, I just realized how small the tie is. How big and small. That I felt like I just contradicted myself with that. Even if his grades are low, his smile never goes away. You know what's interesting though to think about, right? Even though they're saying right here Mirio would have been the successor of All Might's power, I felt like that decision was being made by other people rather than All Might, whereas Deku was All Might's decision as the successor. So would it have been right for someone to choose All Might's successor instead of All Might? Even though All Might seemed to kind of agree with it, I don't know, that was just me. Yeah, they have to take their provisional license exam again. A hero famous for being strict and harsh on himself and others. You need to make him laugh at least once. I mean, Deku makes me laugh because he's kind of like a shy, anxious kid. Mirio's such a good guy. Like, right off the bat, you can just tell he's just a really, really good guy by him saying, I don't feel like I'm being nice. It's just practically what a person should be doing to begin with. Yes. Have you guys ever fallen in love with a blue girl? I have. Bubble waifu. Dude, what? I mean, hey. As this serious moment happens, Bubble Girl just being tickled in the back. These moments. Aw, they're gonna leave us there? Digging it, dude. I'm fucking digging it. I was talking about this on Twitter on Sunday, I believe, where I was saying that there's not a lot of anime that I would stay up for this late. My Hero Academia is definitely something that I wait for. I love this anime, and I love this series in general. It has a special place in my heart. Wow, what a way to lay out the premise of this arc that we're going to witness. First, we get the intense interaction and meeting of Overhaul and Shigaraki, two underworld overlords that are trying to overtake each other. Shigaraki asking if Overhaul is gonna join. Overhaul is asking Shigaraki to join instead. Overhaul with a plan. Shigaraki being fucking ruthless. Overhaul speaking facts about him losing his aces because he has no plans. He's not utilizing them right. Shigaraki not giving two shits. The guy with the lips dying. There was 2 deaths on each side. I think this is one of the very few times where we see, there are times when characters have died during the Stain arc, but do we consider Nomus are like #1 waifu, but do we consider that like an actual death? Technically, the Nomus are already dead. Mentally. But in this sense, we see a villain die, and then we see another villain die, one by the hands of Overhaul, and one by the hands of Shigaraki. And also, in that sense, both of them showcasing their strength on each side. But I will say, the way Overhaul killed, to see how Magna died, was fucking brutal. He exploded and blood was falling over the sky. And I love how, like, with the blood lurking around, Toga was, of course, staring at the blood, but then she wanted to cut Overhaul just for the sake of Shigaraki. It also shows, like, the loyalty of the League of Villains and the loyalty of people in Overhaul's group, which is the Yakuza. I don't know how to pronounce the Yakuza name properly and fully, but it's interesting because of the 2 villains, I mean, it's like, which villain side would you choose? Because technically, Overhaul was right about a lot of the things that he said about Shigaraki. But at the same time, I feel like Shigaraki's acting more of a villain than anything. So yeah, I just really love the interaction between Overhaul and Shigaraki, because it just shows them how both of them are just trying to topple each other, and they're both trying to prove that they are worthy of being called the next leader of the villains. Fucking sick. And then now, of course, we get into the part of the students trying to get into the hero agencies, seeing who they're going to work with, more so specifically focused on Deku trying to work with Night Eye, his interaction with Mirio Togata and All Might as well. I love Mirio's spunkiness. You get a little bit more character from Mirio. Now, in the last season of My Hero Academia, of course, we see Mirio take off his clothes during his fight because of his quirk, but I feel like this episode more so shows a lot more personality of him and how he interacts with his friends, which you get from this episode, even though it's just a little moment of Deku asking, why are you so nice to me, Mirio? Mirio says it's because it's what you're supposed to do. It's natural, and it shows why people were looking at Mirio as going to be the next successor of All Might. Now, like I was saying in the review, All Might was looking for a successor, but it seemed like Mirio was being chosen as a successor from the principal of the school. Now, was that right? I mean, I feel like if you're trying to find a successor, it has to be chosen by the person. Whereas the principal seemed to have chosen Mirio, All Might chose Deku because of Deku's actions. So that's how I felt. I felt like even if Mirio was to receive the One for All quirk, it was properly handed down to Deku, in my opinion, because Deku not only worked for it, but he proved to All Might himself that he's worthy of this quirk rather than a recommendation from someone else. All Might saw it with his own eyes that this young kid, young Midoriya, is the one to carry on the One for All quirk. That's just my personal opinion though. And I know a lot of people hate Deku. There's a mix, right? But some people hate Deku because he cries a lot. I mean, shit, think about it. Deku, like, was living in a world of quirks. He had no quirk. He's given, and people are like, oh, he's always breaking his bones. Obviously, he hasn't even had his quirk for a full year. I mean, what do you expect from him? So of course he doesn't know how to control his quirk. Everyone has their quirk when they're like a little kid, and they learn how to cultivate their quirk as they grow up. Their quirk grows up with the person, right? Whereas the One for All quirk, how I see it is, it's a stockpile quirk. So all of these energies are in this piece of hair that All Might has, passed down to Deku. Deku uses 100% of it. Of course his body's going to explode, but it's good that he knows how to, you know, kind of control it now a little bit. Like, did we say 5 to 7%? I feel like Deku's justified for his tears in his broken body. But Deku is actually working hard, and here in this episode we see how Deku's slowly starting to shift away. I mean, we saw it within the last season of My Hero Academia, but we're starting to see Deku kind of shift away. Even though he does look up to All Might, he wants to be like All Might. We see him slowly changing into his own version of a hero, and that's what we want to see. We want to see Deku kind of become a individual rather than just someone that's like All Might. Anyways, guys, that is my live reaction review of My Hero Academia. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys go ahead and drop a like for me because that would help me a lot. Subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification bell, my boys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.